Welcome to another tech video. Today we're going to be having a look at this HP laptop that has been dropped on the corner. So I know that the hinges come away from this, so we're going to try and fix it. So let's have a look at the damage. It doesn't look too bad from here. We can see that we've got cracked and the case is coming away. So the first thing we want to do is to get this stripped down and let's have a look at it. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is we want to get a selection of tools, and looking at this one, it's just a Phillips screwdriver. So we want a small Phillips screwdriver and a couple of prizer tools. Let's get those out. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we want to take out the battery. We can see we've got a missing screw here, which is fine, but it should be noted that there is one missing there. So let's get the rest of the screws out and let's see what sort of damage we're looking at. So once that screw is out, we can then pop out the DVD drive. Any screws under there? There's no screws under there, but we're likely to have some screws under here, which we do. Just take up the corner and then you can get to the screw, and then probably at the back as well. Yep. Okay, so this one's just turning, which that's because we've got the broken, I think we've probably got a broken screw hole under there. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything. So now let's see if we can get in to it. Oh, so let's first of all, let's have a look at this. As you can see, when you open it up, the whole top part is just lifting away here. So this is a classic symptom of these type of hinges. At least we've managed to get the screw out now just by doing that. So let's carry on and see if we can get into the unit. Just have to be very careful when you're lifting it up. Okay, so this is coming away. This has obviously been off a few times, but because we've got a break here, I don't know whether that's because of the damage from when it was either dropped or clunked. Okay. Okay, let's get that up this way. There we go. Okay, so let's have a look what we've got. So in this side, this all looks absolutely fine in terms of the holes. So let's now have a look at this hinge in further detail. Okay, so the hinge is actually completely trashed down here. You can see that that's just come away completely. So we've got a broken screw hole here. All of this has come apart. So I think the first thing that we're going to do is let's just give it a bit of a clean up around the hinges. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to take this wire off here. Now this is the Wi-Fi card and the power adapter, or the main power input source. So we're going to take out the Wi-Fi card. I'm going to leave the aerials on there for the moment, just because we don't want to risk damaging the tiny little pins that these sit on. There we go. So that's that out of the way. The next thing, we want to take out the power here. So we're going to get a little prizer tool just to ease that out. So that's the main power input, that one. Let's get that away. So that's that bit. Let's get this done from under there, and then also looks like the LCD panel as well. So let's see if we can get this one removed. Okay, so this is stuck on. Just peel that off gently. Let's have a look at that. Okay. And that just lifts out like that. Okay, so that's all the cabling out from there. So we'll move that out of the back. We've got a broken bit of plastic there. And let's now get the hinge lifted up to see what state it's in. All right, so this one should be repairable, but it's not going to be pretty. So we've got plastic on the top here, which is from, can't actually see where that's from. Okay, so that's actually off the fan unit itself. So this edge here is on the fan unit on the side here. This is actually snapped off. So we're going to leave that fan there, and let's now have a look a bit further into here to see. Okay, so I think what we can do here is we'll take out the fan assembly, because that isn't any good. Okay, there we go. So we've got the little bit of the fan housing, so that's going over there, and I'm going to get this. Okay, get that out from there, and we might be able to reuse that for one of the ones that is missing. Okay, and that back one goes down there, so let's get that folded back down. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to have a look at the hinge to see how stiff it is. There's no, we can't relax it off at all on this type of hinge, so we just got to make do. That feels very, very stiff. We can't get in there to actually get that apart, because it's all part of the top case. Trying to break it. So I think what we're going to do is this one here, that can be filled up with gunge, that one can be filled up with gunge, and then this last one sits on top under there. So we've got two mounting points and a third one which is missing. So this one here will go into there, this one here will go into that one there, but we need one in here for when we've got a screw that will go into there. Hello, where's that from? All this stuff falling out of this laptop. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a good clean. So we've just got some isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to get my toothbrush, give this all a bit of a clean. It's just to degrease everything, and then I'm just going to get this paper towel in here, soak everything up from there. Right, so this is now all dried off properly and looks fairly clean. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you what I use. You can use whatever you want. Some people will moan at me for using this stuff, but this stuff is absolutely awesome. So this is R-Kem 2. My neighbour introduced me to this. This is like a building type of liquid raw plug that you mix together, so it's really strong. It's designed for concrete, all and metal, designed for just about every type of finish really. So we're going to use this. I would always make sure that you use it in a well ventilated area. Okay, so as I was saying, we are just going to put a small amount of this on here. Like that. Let's just take off that old stuff. Okay, so this goes off quite quickly, so let's give it a mix up. Okay, and then we're going to put some in that little area there. And on there. And the last one goes on here. There we go. So they're the only mounting points available on this. So the next thing we want to do is we want to take this one and that goes in there like this. Now what we want to do is, now that lump's in there, we want to get as much of that out as we can so we can get a screw in there. There we go. And then for the rest of it, just going to put a little bit more over here so that squelches out everywhere, and a little bit more over there as well. Okay, so that's that bit done. Now I need to get the power cable back in like that, and then we can push the hinge down. So now the hinge is down, we've got the power brick in there, that's good, or the power block in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to add some down the side here. But this has actually gone off now, so I need to get some more. And I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to put that down the side of this hinge to hopefully hold that. Like that. And then I'm also going to do the same on the edge here. Just being very careful because I need to get that in there like that. Okay, and then a bit more, if I take this fan out of the way, I can then get a little bit in there. So once that's set, we will then come back and have a look at the rest of it, make sure we can get this all back together. Hopefully it will do the job. Alright, so now this has gone off, this is dries like concrete basically, so I don't think that will be coming out anytime soon. So let's get the cabling all rerouted. So this is our power, which can go back in like that, and then we're going to take our Wi-Fi card. That goes back in there like that, and this screw, put that in there. That's the Wi-Fi back in, and we'll just reroute this cable. This is where that other clip on the fan would have certainly comes in useful, because without it there's nothing to stop the cables from jumping around, but we're going to try and route them as best we can. There we go. And then the display cable goes back in there like that. That reseals. Okay, so I think that's as much as we can do on this one for now. Let's see if we can get the cover back on. Bearing in mind this is going to be flexing, but we might get a screw in there. No, we won't, because yes, we will. Alright, so let's now get this popped back on. Okay, the first screw that we want to get in is one in this corner, because that goes all the way through and helps secure that. So let's have a look. Just nip that up gently. Okay, let's get the DVD drive back in there. Okay, so now let's see if we can get this opened up without it breaking the hinge again. Okay, it doesn't want to open particularly because it is so tight. That is such a tight hinge. I've got a funny feeling that this isn't going to last too long. I think that's as good as it's going to get on this one. I think this is a lost cause. Alright, so now that has all gone off, let's now have a look at the hinge. So we've still got our gap there, that's absolutely fine. We've still got a broken lump out of it. But what we want to see is along this edge, we don't want this coming away. And that is awesome. So that's basically solved this problem here. We can open and close the lid without any problems. There's no flexing on the side. The only little bit is this case is not sitting 100% down in this. It's just lifted up ever so slightly above the exhaust slot there, but the rest of it is holding pretty solid. So on the whole, that is great. So this is going to go back to them with a recommendation that they only use this as a spare. Basically, we'll build this up so that anybody can use it, but if they break their own laptop. But yeah, this is the trouble with hinges on these. They don't last forever because of the plastic casing. But this should last, I don't know, for a little while longer anyway, as long as people are careful with it and don't drop it. So if you like that video, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I just want to say thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.